Okay, so I'm going to give a problem. I want us to graph each polynomial function and estimate any real roots to the nearest hundredth. So anytime I ask you to estimate the roots, that means I don't need an exact answer. So we are going to use that first method I had showed you, and I'll refresh your memory on it today. So the first problem we're going to do is P of x is equal to x to the third plus 3x squared minus 9x plus 4 in the interval of 0 to 1, including 0 and including 1. So that means I'm going to have 3 roots, but I only care about the root that is between 0 and 1. Can I go to my calculator? No? Okay. Okay, so we're going to enter this in. X raised to the third power, come out of your exponent, plus 3x squared minus 9x plus 4. Graph. Okay, so I only care about the 0 that's between 0 and 1. Do we see that there's one root between 0 and 1? That's the only one I care about. So now what we're going to do is that first method I had showed you. The way we do it, are you all ready, is you're going to go to second trace. And then which option are we choosing once we press second? Yes, Michael. That means you probably entered it in wrong. Did you do a minus or a negative? Guys, read it to me. What was it? X to the third plus 3x squared.
It was like this.
Your sister Josh Wade. Actually, it's very terrible. No, no, I charge this.
Okay. So which option am I choosing here? Danny?
0.
Good. We're choosing option 2. So now I only care about the 0 that's between 0 and 1 on the x-axis. Now remember, we read a graph from left to right. So when it says left bound, I need to be above the x-axis because we're reading from left to right and the graph is above it. So I get as close to it as I can without really touching it and press enter. After you press enter, it then says right bound. So now I'm going to go down, press enter. When it says guess, we press enter again. And now I asked us to round to the nearest hundredth. So it's 0.576. Rounded to the nearest hundredth is 0.5. Not 56, no. 0.58. So we get, for our 0, we get x is equal to 0.58. This is not the most accurate solution, but that's okay because I'm asking for an estimate. That's when we use these. That's when we use the second trace. All right, let's do another one. Now I'm asking us to find all real zeros. So basically, it could be rational, it could be irrational. Do I care if it's imaginary? No, I just want the real zeros, which is everything we can find on the graph. I'm going to also say round to the nearest hundredth. And we will have P of x is equal to x to the fourth plus x minus 1. So let's go to our calculator. I equals x to the fourth plus x minus 1. Graph. There's wrong. Something I did wrong here. Oh no, I guess I didn't. Okay, so how many real zeros is it showing me? 2, which means the other 2 are imaginary. Do I care about those other 2 in this scenario? No. So I'm just going to estimate the 2 zeros that I have. Who remembers how we do it? Good. Second trace, option 2. Now I'm going to left bound first. Then I'm going underneath that. When it says guess, I press again, and now I'm rounding to the nearest hundredth. What is this rounded to the nearest hundredth? Negative 1 point what? 22. Am I done? No, I said find all the zeros, or all real number zeros, I should say. Now we have to do the process all over again. So I'm going to go to second trace, option 2, and now I'm working my way to the second 0. So now my left bound is underneath of it, and my right bound is above it. And now we are at 0.72. All right, I'm going to give you 2 to try on your own, and then we will call it a day. So in number 3, what have I done? Good. I've restricted your domain here. I only want the zeros between 1 and 2. In number 4, I have not restricted anything, so I want all real number zeros. Everything's rounded to the nearest hundredth. So here's the problem with the big one. So if the roots are rational, there's
Wait, so what would be the left for the
give you
one
that
here?
rational number.
Would it be the lower
But
left?
if the root is irrational,
For the one on the right,
then it
where
will
would the
give
left be
you
above?
a decimal that goes
Be
on
above.
forever. And then you have to recognize
That's
this
the
is
same
an
thing.
irrational number, and I'm going to have to use the synthetic. So really, there's no way to get around using the synthetic unless I'm asking you to round to the nearest hundred.
Get 1.5.
The zero. The guess is getting you to zero. The what?
Or if it actually drops below,
No,
it's not
the
double.
guess just
Yeah, I know.
it's just
Number
another
two,
thing like finalize your answer.
3.05, negative 1.69, negative 1.6.
Because it's not the most accurate when you do that. You can only zoom in so much, and then you can zoom in so much that it just takes so much time, and then you have to zoom back out. So this is actually quicker.
For the non-calculator portion of the test, you have to use synthetic for what?
3.05.
Negative one.
Grouping. What do you mean grouping?
What do you
Like,
mean?
how-
Like the x squared.
Three, I got
Just
1.53.
And what was it for?
3.05.
So if I have
Negative
three
1.6.
zeros and the
Wait,
answer
negative
is going
1.36.
to be
If it was like integers.
I have to find out the zeros for the
if
next
you're
one.
Wait, there's four.
So you're saying if it's
Oh.
integers or
It's a
rational
3.05,
numbers,
negative
you want to
1.69, negative
factoring,
1.36.
No, is that a
and then
double root?
No,
it's
it's
like
not.
quadratic or something.
Yeah.
Zoom in.
I don't believe I like you have to use synthetic. I think at some points I say list the possible rational roots, so you would have to do that. I'll double check, but I don't believe I should use have to use synthetic. So at that point, then you can use any method.
No. Oh, shoot. I go to my left hand. What's my left hand?
Okay, so I know you're done once you all become chatty. Somebody tell me, what did you get for the first one rounded to the nearest hundredth? Philip. 1.53. Perfect. Does anybody need to see me do this one? All right, what about the second one rounded to the nearest hundredth? There was three of them. All right.
3.05.
Yeah.
Negative 1.69. And negative 1.36.
You got it. Anybody need to see me do that one? So we're going to go, Max, I know you're helping him, but I'm going over a problem, so I need you to be quiet. So we're going to do negative x to the third, come out of the exponent, plus 7x plus 7. Okay, so this looks like it's a double root, but it actually isn't. And I know it's not a double root once we zoom in. So we're going to go zoom in, enter. So now while it's zoomed in, I'm going to do my second trace. I'm going to find my 0, find the first one, find the second one, and then that's the first negative 1.69. We have to do this process all over again, so we do second trace again, option 2. Now I go to this one, left bound is above, below it, right bound is above it, and there's our second one, negative 1.356, which makes it negative 1.36. And now to find the last one, I'm going to zoom back out. So I'll go to zoom standard. And I have to do the second trace all over again. Enter. And then enter. And then there's our 3.05. Are we good? Okay, your homework problem will only be 4 problems, very similar to the 2 we just did. It's a worksheet and I will post it.